Hello and welcome back to the session for class 12th, and this time we are going to focus on the revised curriculum recently released by CBSE for all the subjects, and in particular we are going to focus on English Core 301. Now, why the revised curriculum? We have a very uncertain scenario this year with the schools all around the globe being shut for an uncertain period of time, and we hardly know when we shall be back in school and how much of syllabus we are going to we are going to be able to complete in all aspects. So CBSE has been kind enough to release a rationalized curriculum this session for all the classes, and in particular for the board classes, class 10th and class 12th. And let us take a look at what this rationalized revised curriculum has in store for you all. So as the paper last session, the written paper for English core was reduced to 80 marks from 100 marks, 20 marks being kept aside for ALS. This session also, uh, makes gives you the advantage of giving the written paper for 80 marks and 20 marks being again reserved for ALS, that is assessment of listening and speaking skills. Now for class 12th, as the earlier papers were divided into three different sections, that is section A writing, section B uh, section A reading, section B writing, and section C as literature. This time we have a considerable amount of change in the paper pattern, with the paper being reduced to two parts, not sections. These are two parts. Part A comprising of objective questions and part B comprising of subjective questions. Now let us take a look at what part A comprises of. Part A, which has been given a weightage of 40 marks, has reading and literature both under it, with reading comprehension being given 20 marks. And mind you, we have plenty of multiple choice questions this year for you all in all the parts. In all the sections, that is reading, writing, and literature. Not writing as such, but reading and literature. And all these objective multiple choice questions will be part of part A of the paper. The reading comprehension, which is of 20 marks, has question number 1 as multiple choice questions based on an unseen passage to assess comprehension, interpretation, and inference. Vocabulary and inference of meaning will also be assessed. The passage may be factual, so they haven't given you a concrete one passage as such. We can have a factual passage, a descriptive passage, or a literary passage under this. There will be a total of 11 questions, out of which you need to solve any 10. 10 out of 11 questions to be done for 1 mark each. So that is 10 into 1 is equal to 10 marks. So the first passage is of 10 marks, all of them being MCQs. Question number 2 under reading comprehension again comprises of multiple choice questions based on one unseen case-based factual passage with verbal or visual inputs like statistical data, charts, newspaper report, etc. It has 10 out of 11 questions to be done. Again, 10 questions compulsorily to be done in order to get 10 marks. You have internal choice. You have 11 questions out of which you need to do 10. So a lot of internal choice here in the paper, but you need to be very, very careful. Mind you, these are MCQs. If you get it wrong, it is wrong. There is no half a mark. It only means that if it is wrong, you get a 0. If it is right, you get 1 mark. So kindly remember, MCQs, though they look very scoring, though they look like, quite easy to attempt and do, but then they can be very tricky as well. So it will require all your amount of concentration, the best kind of concentration, the best kind of reading skills put to test here. And there is a note, the combined word limit for both the passages will be 700 to 750 words. So in all, reading comprehension under part A looks like, on the surface, superficially, quite simple, quite easy, all of them MCQs, all of them objective questions, all of them questions having 1 mark each, but then I'm telling you again, it's a reminder for you all. It can be a very tricky thing if you do not take a lot of care while reading the passages, while concluding, while taking out inferences, while understanding, and then putting your reading skills to test. So kindly be careful there. Now we come under part A to the next part, that is literature, which is again given a weightage of 20 marks. Part A here comprises of reading as well as literature, all objective kind of questions. And then after the reading section, we come to literature here. Question number 3, again multiple choice questions based on 2 prose extracts. Now we have been doing extract based questions under literature. It is not something very new to us, but then here there will be MCQs under extract based questions. This is something new for us. MCQs based on 2 prose extracts. Both the extracts are going to be from prose in question number 3. 2 prose extracts, one each from the books Flamingo and Vistas. So one from Flamingo, one from Vistas, to assess your comprehension and appreciation. Refer to the lines to answer questions based on the given extract. Any 2 out of 3 extracts to be done. A total number of 3 extracts will be given, again internal choice, and you need to solve any 2. 4 mark each for extract based question. So any 2, that means 4 into 2 is 8. 1 mark, one question gets you, solving one question and getting it right gets you 1 mark. So 8 into 1 is equal to 8 marks. 2 prose extracts, 4 marks each, 1 mark each question, 8 into 1 is equal to 8. Now coming to question number 4, again multiple choice questions based on a poetry extract. Now this time it's not a prose extract, it's a poetry extract from the book. They have prescribed a specific book here, from the book Flamingo, to assess comprehension, analysis and inference. So since it is a poem, you need to be careful about your understanding of the poem, your analysis of the poem, and then your conclusion of the poem. Refer to the lines to answer questions based on the given extract. 2 extracts will be given, you need to solve any one. Any 1 out of 2 extracts to be done, again internal choice here. Plenty of internal choices for you. Looks like, they're actually throwing it all away so that you can score marks. But then again, you may not like it the way I'm reminding you plenty of times here, but then it is very, very necessary that I do give you reminders that kindly be very careful, because these are MCQs. You win or you lose. There is no middle path here. There is no half a mark here. You either get 1 mark or you do not get any marks. So any 1 out of 2 extracts to be done, 1 mark each, 4 into 1 is equal to 4 marks. So question number 4 carries 4 marks here. Again, we move on to, there is a printing error here. It should have been question number 5 under part A, but then it's written question number 6. It should have been question number 5. It's text-based questions to assess comprehension, analysis, inference and interpretation from both the books Flamingo and Vistas. You will be having 10 questions, out of which you need to solve any 8 to be done. Again, carrying 1 mark each. 8 into 1 is equal to 8 marks. So here we wind up literature under part A with 8 marks for prose extracts, 4 marks for poetry extract, and 8 marks for text-based questions. Very short answer type questions. They can be answered in 1 word, they can be answered in a line, it can be name the poet, name the author, it can be name the character, it can be what. These are going to be WH kind of questions. What, why, when. It can't be what do you think. It can't be how do you feel, because that you won't be able to answer in a line or a word. So it will always it's just my hinge that it is going to be it's just a hunch that it's going to be a 1 word answer or a 1 line answer, and then it's going to be what kind of a question, WH kind of questions, what is it or why or where. So those kind of questions which lead you to a objective kind of an answer. So 1 mark each here. So we get 20 marks for literature under part A. So we move on to part B, and it clearly says here part B subjective questions. So part B also carries 40 marks. There is an equal amount of weightage being given to part A and part B. Part A carried 40 marks as well, 20 for reading and 20 for literature. We have part B subjective questions, under which we have writing section carrying 16 marks. Not 20 here, but 16 marks. Let's take a look here. There are plenty of changes in the writing section. I'm sure you all will be very, very relaxed after looking at this, because writing for class 12th was quite a, what should I say, a substantial amount of work, a lot of writing, in fact, so which has been considerably reduced. So question number 1 under part B is a short writing task. Now, again, an internal choice between notice and advertisement. We all know that these are short compositions. So, notice or advertisement, any one, word limit up to 50 words, 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. Again, the format, they have given you the 3 marks reserve. It's for 3 marks, carrying 3 marks, format 1 mark, content 1 mark, expression 1 mark. So the short writing task has been reduced to 3 marks. Question number 2 under writing is again a short writing task. Now there will be a choice between formal or informal invitation and reply up to 50 words. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. It can be a formal invitation or an informal invitation or a reply to an invitation, any one of it. Again 3 marks. And the breakup of the 3 marks, format 1, content 1, expression 1 mark. Question number 3 under writing, we have letters based on verbal or visual input to be answered in approximately 120 or 150 words. Letter types include application for a job. Now kindly note this. The letter types are already prescribed here. So kindly do not go looking for other types of letters which are not prescribed here. Letter types include application for a job, job application letter, letter to the editor giving suggestions or opinion on issues of public interest. We've been doing this since I think 10th standard, so it's not going to be a problem. Now, only these 2 letter types are given. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. The letter weightage has gone from 6 to 5 marks, format 1, content 2, and expression 2. Moving on to question number 4. Article or report writing, descriptive and analytical in nature, based on verbal inputs to be answered in 120 to 150 words. So it can be either an article or a report, any one. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. Again, now this is a big surprise. There is no 10-mark question under the writing section. The 10-mark long composition has been done away with. I think I won't say forever, but maybe for this session, since this is a rationalized curriculum. So it has, simply been slashed by 2, divided by 2, 10 divided by 2, it has been reduced to 5 marks, format 1, content 2, expression 2. Now, moving on to literature under part B. We've seen literature under part A, which was carrying 20 marks. Here, literature under part B subjective question carries 24 marks. Question number 6 has 5 short answer type questions out of 6. Again, internal choice. We need not even, talk about this. Everywhere you have plenty of internal choices. 6 questions out of which you need to solve any 5 short answer type questions from prose and poetry from the book Flamingo. Question number 6 is purely Flamingo, to be answered in 30 to 40 words. Questions should elicit inferential responses through critical thinking. So we are looking for critical thinking aspect here. Questions shouldn't be just direct questions. They should involve students' critical thinking, the ability to think and infer, to draw conclusions. So here, the word limit is 30 to 40 words, and every question carries 2 marks. So 5 into 2 is 10 marks. Moving on to question number 7, you have 2 short answer type questions. Now you say, We've done 5 short answer type questions. Now again 2 short answer type questions. Now this short answer type question is a bit slightly different from the previous short answer type questions. The question number 6, the weightage is 2 marks for each question. Here we have 2 short answer type questions out of 3 from Visitors. The earlier one was from Flamingo. Again, based on critical thinking, 2 into 2 is 4 marks. Now question number 8 comes 1 long answer type question from either prose or poetry. Now listen, this is not only prose. Earlier also question number 6 has short answer type questions either from prose and poetry from Flamingo. Here also 1 long answer type question from prose or poetry from Flamingo to be answered in 120 to 150 words to assess global comprehension and extrapolation going beyond the text. Questions to provide evaluative and analytical responses using incidents or events or themes as reference points. Now 2 questions will be given. Again, you need to solve any one. Again, the weightage has gone down from 6 to 5 marks for long answer type questions. So this carries 5 marks. Question number 9, again we have 1 long answer type question based on the chapters from the book Visitors to be answered again in 120 to 150 words. Again to assess global comprehension and going beyond the text, extrapolation. Questions to provide evaluative and analytical responses from the students using incidents and events and themes from the chapters. Any one out of 2 questions. Again, internal choice, 2 questions will be given. You need to solve any one again for 5 marks. So long answer questions have come down from 6 marks to 5 marks here, and you have only 2 long answer questions. Now moving on to the prescribed books. We all know we have Flamingo and Visitors, the supplementary reader. Now, the best news, the best piece of news as of this session, the deleted topics. I won't say it is, it is something to relish as a teacher, because, I have loved teaching all the lessons in Visitors, in Flamingo, and it actually, it's a heartbreak to see these lessons being taken away from this session. I hope they do come back next session. The deleted topics, kindly note, from reading section, the entire note making and summary has been deleted. There's no note making, there's no summary. So whatever you've learnt in 11th standard, kindly try to recall, remember, keep it with you, because it is going to be, it's going to help you make notes in your graduation, post-graduation, all kinds of areas in life. It's going to be a life skill basically. So note making and summary gone. Under literature from Flamingo, kindly put a cross in your textbooks here or the PDFs if you have. Poets and Pancakes, cross. The Interview, cross. Going Places, cross. A Roadside Stand, poem A Roadside Stand, cross. Now we have under Visitors, The Tiger King, gone. Journey to the End of the Earth, we do not have to learn anything about Antarctica, such a sad state of affairs. And then Memories of Childhood, cross. So 3 lessons from Visitors, 3 lessons and 1 poem from Flamingo, gone. Now underwriting section, it's such a pity poster making is gone. Business or official letters, letters for making inquiries, registering complaints, asking for and giving information, placing orders and sending replies, all gone. That means after 12th, if you're planning to write down a business letter, do recall what we've done in 11th standard. And then the speech is gone, debate speech is gone. I believe morning assembly speech also has been gone. Since there is a comma after speech, I believe both the speech is done away with this session. So kindly make a note of all the deleted portion. Remember, we need not touch any of this for this session till the board examination. So I'm coming back to English Core, code number 301, class 12, 2020-21. Again, I'm repeating, the question paper has been divided only into 2 parts. Part A, objective questions consisting of 40 marks. Part B, subjective questions consisting of 40 marks. And kindly do remember that MCQs is a mixed news, though it may make you grin, laugh, smile, but then it can make you cry. So do be careful while solving it. All the best. Do take care. Thank you so much.